Hi and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Sally's Sweet Life. I'm your host Sally. I'm going to be your teacher mentor today as we look at what it takes to create and say an epic class introduction. And this video is perfect if you're new to teaching and you're a little bit nervous and you want something really solid to hold on to. But it's also great for those of us who have been teaching for a little while who are looking for something a little extra to enhance the experience for not only you as a teacher, but your participants as well. All right, let's get into it. There are 5 key components, I think, that make up a fantastic class introduction. And the first one is really just welcoming people into your class. So make sure, though, that when you arrive and it's your turn, the other class, the other teacher has left, or you're first into the room, make sure that you've set up your music and everything on your equipment and everything is done, and then address the class. Don't start your introduction while you're fluffing, okay? Because you really want to get eye contact, all right? So start when you've finished all of your setup and welcome people to that space and that time. Introduce yourself so that when they've finished the class and they've finished that time with you, they remember who you are so they can look on the timetable to find you again. And also introduce the class type or whatever it is you're teaching. Maybe it's a core class, maybe it's a dance class. It's probably got a title on your timetable, so introduce what that is. In a really concise, easy one sentence, you can do all of those 3 great things. Hi, I'm Sally. Welcome along everybody to this class. We're going to be doing body balance, let's say, and it's great to have you here. Boom. The next thing your participants really want to know is what to expect. What are they going to have and what are they going to be experiencing in this class you're about to teach them? So tell them about the class structure. That involves the time, the intensity, sometimes some options, and what they're going to be doing. For example, let's say you're doing a 30-minute core class and you say, hey guys, in the next 30 minutes, we're going to be attacking your core muscles from front, back, and each sides. Some of the class we're going to be standing up, and some of the class we're going to be using the floor to help us get exactly what we want in our core. Something like that. So it's a real little nugget of information for them. The other thing that they also need to know, and this is the 5th point, is any of the equipment, have they got everything that they need? So tell them about what equipment they need to use. If they need a mat, what mat direction it is. Do they need shoes on or off? Do they need to grab a glow stick? How do they set up their bike? That sort of stuff. Now, actually, spin classes, bike setup is a little lengthy, right? So you should probably be doing that before your class introduction. But of course, you can do it within the class introduction as well. So all of those 5 key things: welcome, your name, the name of the program, the structure of the class, and any equipment that they need, those 5 things, you should all be able to wrap up in, I reckon, around about 30 to 45 seconds. Yes, because your class introduction, no matter what it is you have to deliver, should never be more than 1 minute long. Why? Because hands up, how many times do you experience the instructor before finishing early? Yeah, never. Okay, so time is always against us as teachers, and you're representing everyone else's time in your class. They want you to deliver what you have to deliver for them and get them out on time. So it's really important that your class introduction has everything that they need, and it's really concise and succinct. That's hugely important. So practice is the key. So if you've got a pad and paper, write down those 5 things and write them into a beautiful little sentence. I'm going to give you an example of my introduction to a class that I might do. And here it is. It takes about 30 seconds, okay? And then we're going to talk about the other 30 seconds and what you can do in that 30 seconds after. Hey everybody, welcome along to this body balance class. My name is Sally, and over the next 60 minutes we're going to be delving into lots of yoga. Don't worry if you haven't done it before. We're going to start with some Tai Chi flow. We're going to hit the middle of the class with some core work and using some Pilates, and we get to finish all with some relaxation. Sound good? You're going to need a mat. Just have it perpendicular to the stage today, and I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy this class just as much as me. Boom, done. So there are all those 5 things. Loads and loads of time. Wait, first of all, I want to say the 5 things, yeah, you need to say them in every single class, so it gets super, super repetitive, okay? And how do you freshen that up? Well, you're going to use the other 30 seconds of that class introduction time, or maybe it's just 15 seconds to just throw in something new. Something like, hey everyone, welcome along. I'm Sally. I am so happy that you're joining me here on this beautiful Sunday morning. I love spending this time with you as we delve into blah, 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 blah. So that's something that's a little bit different. You could talk about, you know how sometimes the gym makes you say these scripts before your class? It's a nightmare, honestly. They don't understand. Sometimes I do that. And normally, if that happens, I can get it in beforehand in my own words. Or sometimes I just thread it through when I talk about stuff in the class. Or I use those 5 key points if that script is really important, and I'll start moving, and then I'll start introducing what the class structure is. So within the first, let's say 5 minutes of the class, I have delivered everything that I need to deliver. But using that other 30 seconds is really important to keeping it fresh. Talk about, hey, if you're new to the class, extra special welcome to you. Listen out for some easier options. I'm going to be giving higher options and lower options. You could talk about that. You could talk about what's going on in the gym at the moment. You could be saying anything you want to. It's completely up to you. Keep it in the essence of the program so that it fits beautifully. And you've got this beautiful 1-minute class intro that delivers everything that your participants need and gives you time to scan the room as you're talking and not really thinking about what you're saying, because you know what your intro, what's going on out there. Is there something different? Like if we're doing yoga, sometimes I get people that have still got their shoes on and I can see it really easy. Or maybe someone's not set up properly for a weights class. So I can see all of that and address it before we even get started. That's a win-win for everybody. So I'm hoping that all of these points have helped you. Write it down, practice, and enjoy your class introductions with full confidence. I hope to see you in my next video.